Did you hear what they're about to do? Washington might make the biggest mistake in decades. They're considering Walter Nolan with the 29th pick when we already have Kinlaw. This is absolute madness. Attention Burgundy and Gold Nation. Get up right now. Peters is playing with fire and could burn our future. 5 total picks and they want to waste one. Unacceptable. But wait, there's a nuclear bomb that nitrogen monoxide 1 is telling you. Jackson Dart might fall to our position and desperate teams are begging. For our pick, we could score an epic war chest. This is 5-dimensional chess, people. And hold on tight because this will take your breath away. Tyreek Hill to Washington. Can you imagine Hill plus McLaurin plus Debo? It would be an absolute massacre. NFC East defenses are trembling just thinking about IT. You and I know the truth. The mainstream media doesn't want you to know what's really happening in Ashburn. This is the most crucial moment in our franchise's recent history. Every decision can lead us to the Super Bowl or another year of mediocrity. Are the Commanders about to make a colossal mistake in the draft? I think they might be. An analyst is begging the management to stay away from Walter Nolan with the 29th pick of the 2025 draft. And I tell you this, there are strong reasons to be concerned. Here's the situation. Douglas Fritz from Clutch Points is practically pleading with the Commanders to avoid selecting Nolan, the defensive tackle from Ole Miss. The reason? Washington just made a monumental investment in Javon Kinlaw during free agency. Now I ask you, does it make sense to use your first pick on the same position when you only have 5 total picks? Nolan was initially projected as a potential top 10 pick, but his value has dropped significantly. Some even speculate he might fall completely out of the first round. However, I firmly believe that no matter how much his value drops, the Commanders simply cannot afford to select him. Adam Peters has proven to be a master at manipulating the draft board. His first rookie class was spectacular, but even he must recognize that there are more urgent needs to address. Will he spend this valuable pick on an interior defensive lineman when they already have Kinlaw? I tell you, it would be a monumental mistake. But what if Peters decides to ignore all the warnings and selects Nolan anyway? I think it would be an absolute waste of draft capital. With only 5 picks, every selection is absolutely crucial. Every choice must be maximized to help this team take the next step. And spending your first pick doubling up on a position where you just invested millions in free agency? I tell you, that's equivalent to flushing money down the toilet. Let single quotes S think about the real needs of this team. We need to strengthen the offensive line to protect our franchise quarterback. We need more depth at cornerback. We need athletic linebackers who can cover in space. And we're going to ignore all those needs to select an interior defensive lineman whose value is in free fall? I tell you, Fritz is absolutely right in suggesting that the Commanders should stay away. This is a pivotal moment for the franchise. We're building something special here, and every decision matters. Every draft pick counts. And I believe that selecting Nolan with the 29th pick would be a significant setback in the progress we've made so far. Adam Peters has earned our trust, but even the best make mistakes. I ask you, would this be Peters' first big mistake in Washington? And now let's move on to the golden opportunity that could arise. Have you heard the buzz around a certain quarterback? Jackson Dart from Ole Miss is creating a huge stir during the pre-draft evaluation process. His stock is skyrocketing, and this could greatly benefit the Commanders. J.P. Finley from NBC Sports suggests that if Dart is available when Washington is on the clock with the 29th pick, teams desperate for a quarterback might offer a king's ransom to move up and select him. Now I ask you, wouldn't it be brilliant for Peters to trade that pick for multiple picks? The Commanders have their franchise quarterback in Jaden Daniels. They don't need Dart, but other teams do, and they might be willing to pay a premium price. This could be the perfect opportunity for Peters to increase his arsenal of picks and continue Building this team for the future. This year's quarterback class is interesting. Cam Ward will probably go first overall to the Titans, but after that, everything is up in the air. Shedder Sanders and Dart could fall or rise dramatically. And if Dart falls to 29, Washington could capitalize in a spectacular way. Think about the power Peters would have if a desperate team, like the Broncos or the Raiders, decides they can't afford to miss out on Dart. We're potentially talking about a second-round pick this year, plus a third-round pick, maybe even a first-round pick next year, if the desperation is big enough. I'm telling you, this could be a win-win situation for the Commanders. And what if no one wants to move up? Well, we have options. Peters could simply take the best player available, as he has always done. He could look for that help on the offensive line or in the secondary that we so desperately need. But I believe that with the buzz surrounding Dart, there will be at least one team willing to pay a high price to secure their quarterback of the future. Some experts say Sanders could fall more than expected. If that happens, and both he and Dart are available near our pick, we could see a bidding war for that 29th pick. I ask you, is there anything better than having multiple desperate teams competing for your pick? I don't think so. Peters could sit comfortably and choose the best offer, significantly increasing our draft capital. And now, the biggest bombshell. Are the Commanders seriously considering a move for Tyreek Hill? Morris Moulton from Bleacher Report links Washington with the Dolphins' all-pro receiver, suggesting they might have the capital to make one last big move. Hill recently reignited trade rumors with his social media activity. Despite seemingly resolving his differences with Miami, things might have changed. I'm telling you this, a duo of Hill and Terry McLaurin would be absolutely terrifying for any NFL defense. But now I ask you, does this move make sense? Washington already acquired Deebo Samuel. They have McLaurin as their alpha, brought back Noah Brown, and have high hopes for Luke McCaffrey. Where would Hill fit in? Not to mention his huge contract and how it would affect the salary cap. Hill has a salary cap impact of $51.89 million in 2026, the final year of his contract. There's no way he stays with that number, which could mean an extension or even an early release. This makes the situation even more complicated for any interested team. But can you imagine for a moment what it would mean to have Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, and Deebo Samuel on the same field? I'm telling you, it would be devastating. Opposing defenses would have no idea how to cover so many elite weapons. Jaden Daniels could throw for 5,000 yards without breaking a sweat. It would be an absolutely unstoppable attack. The question is, at what cost? How much draft capital will we be willing to sacrifice? How much salary cap flexibility will we lose? It's easy to get excited about the names and talent, but this is a business, and every decision has long-term consequences. I believe that while the idea of Hill in Washington is exciting, it might not be the wisest move right now. Additionally, we have to consider the team's chemistry. We just brought in Deebo Samuel, a player who demands a certain volume of targets. McLaurin is our established number one. How would Hill fit into this dynamic? Would there be enough targets to keep everyone happy? I ask you, would it be worth potentially disrupting the locker room chemistry to add another mouth to feed? The Dolphins haven't shown a real desire to trade Hill. His recent social media activity could simply be a moment of frustration or a tactic to get some kind of concession from the team. Knowing Hill, he's always been expressive on social media, and his posts don't always translate to real changes in his contract or team situation. I'm telling you that while it would be exciting to have Hill, the Commanders would probably be wiser to focus on the draft to continue building a sustainable long-term team. Peters has proven to be a meticulous and patient team builder. I don't see him making such a risky move unless he is absolutely convinced it's the right thing for the franchise's future. This draft will be crucial for the future of our franchise. Do you think the Commanders should avoid Walter Nolan at all costs? Do you think they should take advantage of Jackson Dart's value to get more picks? Can you imagine an attack with McLaurin, Samuel, and Tyreek Hill? The moment of truth is approaching for Adam, Peters, and Dan Quinn. Every decision could be the difference between a playoff team and a Super Bowl contender. I need to know your opinion in the comments right now. If you're a true Commanders fan, hit that subscribe button and join our family where we analyze every move of our team. By activating the bell, you ensure you don't miss any updates on the draft and preseason moves. And remember, hail to the Redskins!